Gonzaga. Do I have to say anything more? I mean, everybody and their brother here at the site was on Gonzaga yesterday. And hey, listen, with 5 minutes left, at least on the scoreboard, it looked like you had a chance. But in reality, if you watch the game, you realize the Bulldogs were lucky to even be close for most of that game because they were thoroughly outplayed. And you know, it's an interesting thing in retrospect looking at those two programs and those two teams. I mean, listen, I was on Gonzaga yesterday. It was a 15-dime best bet for me. You know, I looked at what Duke did in its previous game on Friday night against Utah, that miraculous cover thanks to the free throws and the closing ticks on the clock. And I looked at a team that got out rebounded by the smaller Utes, a team that just couldn't do anything offensively against the Utes. And yet, there you had Gonzaga, thinking that, you know, they had the big size, they had a veteran backcourt, and Duke really just owned them yesterday. And you have to look at it and go, is it because Duke, all the strong non-conference games they played, definitely was more prepared yesterday? Is it because Duke had the better pedigree coming out of the ACC? Because let's face it, you know, when Gonzaga's playing the Portland Pilots, the worst maybe Duke is doing in a bad day is playing NC State. You know what I mean? I mean, Wake Forest, bad team in the ACC, might be a third-place finisher in the West Coast Conference. I mean, is it the quality of athlete that Duke has in terms of, in comparison to what Gonzaga brings to the table? I mean, listen, you know, Coach K, you can cherry pick of every AAU star out there, and you're going to get a handful of the top 10 every single year. They aren't going to Gonzaga. They aren't spending the next 4 years of their life in Spokane. Just the way it is. So, Gonzaga was devastating yesterday. And listen, guys, I'm not going to BS you here. I mean, one of the reasons I felt it was important to do today's video report is because, listen, I'm the face of the sites, okay? Because you come and you watch the videos every day. Very few handicappers had a good weekend here. And those that did, it all ended yesterday with Gonzaga. And then nobody other than me, I think, who had a free play on the game, and maybe Jeff Benton or, no, Brad Wilton, I think it was, had a play on Michigan State, as everybody else seemingly was on Louisville that used the game. And hey, it was close, goes into overtime, but the Spartans pull it out. So there you go. And probably most of your brackets went as well, unless you had Duke meeting Kentucky and winning the whole damn thing. Okay, this is going to be your Monday video report. Let me just tell you a couple of things that are going on. One guy yesterday, Ryan Rosica, had the first ever 200-dime play of his release. And of course, he lost with Gonzaga as well. But here's what you have to realize, guys, and I hope you do realize, you just got to be so careful when you jump on and off the bandwagon. Listen, Rosica was in the position to go for it yesterday. And as I've always said, when you got a little bankroll and you start building it into a sizable bankroll, the way to take that bankroll and really make it explode is you got to take shots. This is gambling after all. If you're not willing to step up to the plate and swing for the fences every now and then when you see a game you absolutely love, what the hell are you doing this for? I'm Rosica, a guy that, you know, worked as a line maker down at a big Costa Rica sports book for a couple of years before he came, and I found him through Anthony Red, and he joined the site, about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago now, in fact. Listen, you know, going into yesterday's game, he had won 20, or let's see, he was going for winner number 20 out of 27 yesterday. 20 out of 27 he was going for. And remember, he had a 100-dime play with Wisconsin over North Carolina on Thursday night. Had a 75-dime play with Louisville over North Carolina State on Friday night. Had another 75-dime play with Wisconsin over Arizona. Do the math. He had accumulated just in those 3 days 250 dimes. He lost yesterday the 200-dimer. He lost 220 dimes. He's still up for the 4 days of the tournament because, again, he put himself in a position to take the shot, and that's what you got to do. And FYI, today is going for winner number 20 out of 28, and it's 75-dime winner number 10 out of 12. 10 out of 12, just as strong as Louisville over NC State, just as strong as Wisconsin over Arizona. It's on the Portland-Phoenix game, which goes at 10:05 Eastern Time. And today it's one of the discounted plays. You can save $75 by using coupon code Bryan, his first name, and that's spelled B-R-Y-A-N. Also, Brad Wilton is the half-price play of the day, biggest NBA play of the season to date. His 100-dime Eastern Conference game of the year between Boston and Charlotte. Twice as big as his 50-dimer on Michigan State yesterday. And again, I think he was the only handicapper here that had a best bet on the Spartans and won that game. I had a free play on Michigan State, so I don't count. Bigger than the 69 winner on Friday that you got with Michigan State and Oklahoma under for $7.77. Bigger than the 69 winner you got on Thursday with Wichita State and Notre Dame over. A winner you got just for $5. You get it for the half price play of the day by using coupon code HALF, H-A-L-F. And finally, charity play of the week goes today. It is one for the past 5 weeks. Jeff Benton has accounted for 2 of those winners today. Benton has 59 winner number 4 in a row. His college basketball insider tournament total of the year on Loyola Chicago and UL Monroe. By the way, you're not allowed to bet on that game unless you know the nicknames of those 2 teams. Just kidding. It matches his 59 winner yesterday on Duke Gonzaga under by 137 points. You got that one for $7.77. You got, he hit Thursday and Saturday 50-dime plays on Wisconsin. This play is just as strong. You get it for free by using coupon code. Are you ready? Free, F-R-E-E. $99 play, you get it for free. Remember, the charity play of the week is something I started 3.5 years ago. If the play wins, quid pro quo, I'll ask you tomorrow to make a donation to an individual, a family, an organization, somebody in time of financial crisis, in time of need. And if it loses, nothing ventured, nothing gained, because after all, it is gambling, and there are no guarantees. All other promos, etc., are over on the home page. Let's end this betting week with a winner here in terms of the free play. Of course, as I said, yesterday I cashed in with Michigan State, and that's what is so frustrating for me personally. For me personally, I've won over the past 9 days 7 of my 10 free plays in the big dance. But I lost money because my best bets didn't even come close to that. So just a little frustration. The overall free pick run is 26-16. And tonight I have a free play. I'm going to go with the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, yesterday my secondary play was a 5-dime release on the San Antonio Spurs in double revenge at home, laying 8.5 to 9 points against Memphis. And thankfully, the Spurs outscored them by 10 points in the fourth quarter to score the victory and get me the cover in that game, 103-89. For the Grizzlies, it was their 3rd straight loss. And you go, oh my God, they've lost 3 straight games. Step back for a second. Who did they lose those 3 games to? At San Antonio with the Spurs in double revenge, right? With a potential first-round playoff meeting at this stage, if the seedings were, if the season was to end today, they would be playing with the Grizzlies, so they obviously were very motivated. And the 2 games prior, they were hammered by the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors at home. So you lost to the Cavaliers, the Warriors, and the Spurs. That ain't nothing to be ashamed about, okay? But don't worry, you got the Sacramento Kings coming to town here, okay? This is a Kings team that's coming off a 102-88 loss at New Orleans on Friday night, a game that snapped their 4-game winning streak. In that game, DeMarcus Cousins had 39 points and 20 rebounds, and the Kings still got out-rebounded by 10. And the Kings still allowed the Pelicans to shoot 51.2%. Well, guess what, guys? DeMarcus Cousins is being rested tonight. What is he, like 24 years old and he's being rested? Seriously? He's being rested? There's only a week and a half left in the damn schedule, right? Anyway, he's being rested tonight. So if that isn't a good enough reason for Marc Gasol and Zach Randolph to have big games here tonight, and I like the fact that Randolph broke out of a slump with a pretty decent game yesterday at San Antonio, I can't think of a better reason. Plus, Rudy Gay, the former Memphis Grizzly, might not be playing tonight either. I mean, he's been on a red-hot roll since they moved into the power forward position. He is questionable for the game. Kings 10-25 on the road. Let's see. Memphis has won 9 in a row at home in the series straight up. They've won 9 of the past 10 meetings overall. So, hey, I'll lay the points with Memphis tonight as your free play. Best of luck to you guys, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow when we do this one more time.